Page 18, Bimbo the Scarecrow. It's the last piece in the book. About ready for book 5, but this piece can be a challenge. We're moving around and it's kind of fast, so we got all kinds of notes. So let's take a look. I look it over, it's 3 pages long, so we have to deal with a page turn. Treble bass clef to start. No sharps or flats in the key signatures. This is in the key of A minor now. So do the scales for C major and A minor, because those are the keys with no sharps or flats. And 4/4 time signature, one hand at a time. This is a bit tricky. Here, again, I want a fingering that lets me connect the notes if I can get it. 1, 2, 3. Now reach up, third finger on the A. 1, 2, G sharp. Going on. Now, end of the third line, they want 1 and 3 again. See, the phrase lets you do that because you can lift up. But again, I want a fingering that lets me connect the notes. So I'm going to do a 2, 4, and then a 1, 3. They're repeated notes. I'm going to change on those. So the last 2 measures of the second line, you're here, and then going as 2, 4, and then 1, 3. Reach up. Now, in the third line, I want to connect the melody, which is the top note in the right hand. And the thumb's going to cover the other. So that's what I'm going to do. Here, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2. I'm protecting the melody, and then you got to lift up. And then at the bottom of the page, last 2 measures, again, I want to connect it. So I'm going to do a 2, 4, and then a 1, 3. Top of page 19, you have to lift up. It's the same notes up here. Then to come down, I'm going to use thumb here. But up here, I don't want to use thumb here. I don't want to move that far. So I might use third finger or fourth finger. 4. I don't have to move as far. And then the second line coming back down is 1, 2. And then again up here, 3, 4. I don't want to use 1, 2. I got to move too far for that. So if I use 3, 4, I'm not moving as far, and that's what I'm after. And it looks a little ugly because the left hand is playing some of those notes. We'll get the left hand in a minute, and then come down. I'm going to come down to a 1, 4 here. This is on page 19, third line down. You're finishing here. I'm going to come down to 1, 4. So I can do that with the second finger on the F. And then we go on. We've had that before. Then the rest of it on page 20 is pretty much similar to what we already have. So let's do the left hand here. Well, 3, 1 at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, rest. Now, in the third measure here, I would prefer to connect that. So I'm going to use second finger on the C. So if I'm going to use second finger on the C, I'm going to have to use, I just will start the beginning that way. I can go do a 2, 4. The problem is here, that's too far. So I don't really want to use fourth finger. So how about third finger? I can do that. I can use 3, 2. That works. Now if you don't want to do that all the way through, then go ahead and do it here. Get to the third measure, then switch to a 3. They're repeated notes, you can change there. And then going on. Second line, fourth measure, you just come down. Then back up. Third line down, second measure, that's a 2 on the C. 2, 3, and last line on page 18. 3, 2, down. And thumb. Top page 19, the left hand plays the D. See the stem going down on the D. This is how they can indicate which hand does what, although they put in the left hand to help you. Really, the stems would do it. The stem's going up, the right hand covers. The stem going down, the left hand will cover it, and that's that. Play the whole note with thumb, so you're closer to coming back down. A. and then here. Now in the second line with the second measure, here, you can use 5-3 if you want to get your hand a little closer, because you got to come up here. You can use 1-2, 2-4, 3-2, something. Just finger it. I don't care. And then down. Anytime I'm going to go from a C to an A like that in the left hand, I want the second finger on the C. This is the third line down on page 19, the third measure here. I can do that if I want. I don't care, but I want second finger on that. If you do a here, you could connect there. So, I can use a little finger on both if you want. I don't know how big your hands are. I mean, you can use 4 on that if you got large hands. But otherwise, little finger's fine. But I want second finger here. Okay. So now we put the hands together and see what we get. We're here. You got a lot of notes going on here. And then going on. And here. So I connect the melody in the right hand and here. It's a little tricky, because occasionally you get a rest in the left hand on the 4th beat. It's important. That right hand is by itself. Look at the last 2 measures on page 18. That B is by itself. It needs to, don't hold that D down. No, don't. Lift up. Then come up, and you're moving both hands. Well, you're moving them together. That's fine. You have to practice that. We practice hand moves a lot in piano because the beat has to be a steady beat. Don't mess up the beat because you're moving the hands. So I put the hands together, and then I'll go back over and say a line or so at a time, and I get rid of any hesitations. Go as slow as you need to, but no hesitations. And then I can think about the articulation. Here is the phrasing and the accents. You get that accent, bam. Lift up, new phrase. Bam is all over the place. And I'm lifting up for the phrasing. I sort of have to lift up in the left hand anyway, because it's either moving around or it's repeated notes, but it's the phrasing I want to hear in the right hand. If you have to lift up the left hand with the right hand, that's fine. There's no problem with it. It's just I like to connect the left hand when I can, and here you can't really connect it. And after the articulation is the dynamic. It applies to the melody, which is the right hand, moderately loud. That makes the accent note a loud note, that one note. The left hand needs to be soft. See that A in the second line? Soft. I want to hear that. That's the melody. And that's pretty much the dynamic through the piece until you get to the last line on page 20. It goes up to loud, just up a notch. That makes the accent note a very loud note. And now, let's go the last 2 measures on page 20. You have this note and this note. Both hands are moving opposite directions at the same time. Well, good luck with that. I suggest finger that with 2-1 so you're not moving as far. And finger this 2-1 so you're not moving as far. So 2-1, and you're not moving as far. So the last line, you're here and then go up. And that's staccato, of course. You may have to practice that. Looking down, and you're kind of looking in both directions. You're looking one way and then the other, because the way our brains work, you can look at something and look away and still see the something you were looking at. You have the memory of that look, and we use that in piano a lot, where I can look at a spot on the keyboard and look away. I can still see that spot. It's as if I'm still looking at it. And I use that. than to help me do this. To whatever. Here, I'm looking at this right quick, and when I move, I'm looking at this because I can still see this in my head. It works very well. I mean, it's just amazing how well that works, but we need it as pianists. Then once I do the dynamics, then I add the speed. Animato. Oh, isn't that lovely? Animato. Animated. Quick. Well, a lot of moving around, so it needs to be accurate. So how quick can you move around accurately? Well, I don't know. It'll be different for different people. Please don't copy me on it. You take it at your speed. You get into, you feel it. Bimbo the Scarecrow, that's where your syncopation. Ba-bam, you're throwing the beat off just one beat. Ba-ba-da-bam, you're putting it on the second beat rather than the first. That's syncopation. Now we have to deal with this page turn because you don't mess up the beat because you're making a page turn. Naughty, naughty. Well, you go through the options. What are your options? The first option and the best option is memorize the piece, or at least memorize page 20. If you just memorize that much, you don't have to worry about it. But if it's not memorized, then maybe there's somebody there who'll turn the page for you. You don't have to deal with it. If you have to turn the page yourself, then we got options there. So what do? Look for a place in the music where one hand isn't busy. You turn the page there, okay? And while the other hand is playing, you can turn the page. Here, both hands are busy all the time. So what do? Well, in one way, you leave out notes. We don't want to leave out notes. That's always the last option. We don't want to leave out, and you can't leave out melody notes. So here it would be like at the bottom of page 19. If I had to leave out notes there, it would have to be the left hand. I'd just take a... While I'm playing it with the right hand, I'm turning right there real quick with the left hand that way, because there just isn't any place where one hand isn't busy. Now, another option sometimes you can do in music is if the notes are close together, maybe one hand can play all the notes, which frees up the other hand. So here, that's too far apart. I can't do that. At the bottom of page 19, the notes are too far apart. I can't do that. But look at the page 20. We're here. These notes are close together. Why not do that? I can do that. If I play all those notes in the right hand at the top of page 20, I can play that whole line except the last measure in the right hand. And that frees up the left hand to go ahead and turn the page. And I didn't leave out any notes. So that's what I'm going to recommend you do if you can. At the top of page 20, play the first two measures, or three, in the right hand. 1, 2, 4. I'm saving a little finger for the G. And reach up. Hold these down. And then here. Because if you can reach an octave, and I hope you can, you really need to. That's all we're doing is here. Well, from here to here, these two chords. And that frees up the left hand, and then your left hand can come back in for the end of the line when it has to do that. And when it does that, this is the only note you hold down. Let these up. Here. Yeah. That would work, and that's what I'm going to recommend you do there. Now, we got all that out of the way. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics, and I can't do a page turn on these play with me's because the music is too far away from me. I can't reach it. So we're going to do pages 18 and 19, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn the page, and then I'm going to count us in again, another 4 counts, and we'll do page 20. This is just checking notes and rhythms, slowly. I'll give us 4 counts to start. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 3, 4. 3, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4. Stop and turn the page. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 2, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.